Sometimes buyers feel as though they're in a bit of a chicken and egg situation in that they can't look at properties until they're under offer themselves. There is a way around that. I actually have an article that I've written to address that called How to Choose a House in One Day, and I'll come back to that because there is a little bit more than one day's worth of work to it. But alongside that, it's important to note one of the most common things that we hear from buyers is everything in our road sells in 2 days. The market conditions are changing at the moment, and it's highly unlikely, in fact, that a house will go under offer in 2 days unless it's very highly underpriced. So in that sense, you could be looking at properties that realistically you might not be in a position to buy. For us, in the last 4 years, we haven't seen anybody get their house under offer in time to buy the property that they originally had their eye on. So I come back to How to Choose a House in One Day. Defining, first of all, what it is you really want from your property. That's budget, area, size, any other requirements that you have for it. And starting to search for properties that meet that criteria and keeping a short list. And then you'll notice over time, some of those will go under offer. They might reduce in price. Other ones will come on. So you'll be fine tuning your search the whole time. And I do often see people buying properties that are very different to what they were originally looking for. But by the time you get your own house under offer, during this process of research, it is important to get your own on the market. By the time you're under offer, you should have a short list of ideally no more than 10 properties. One of those will be the right one for you. So book viewings on those, which hopefully you might be able to do in one day, and then pick from one of those, which you will know at that time actually meets your requirements. There's a little bit more detail to it that you can read in the article, but it certainly will put you in a much more confident position to make a decision about your onward property. There are some other things that we frequently hear, and I'll give you a bit of an insight into what sits behind those from our perspective. So one of those is, I know what my house is worth. Of course, something is worth what somebody's prepared to pay for it. In reality, the perception of price is seller, estate agent, buyer. Our job is to make sure that your house absolutely shines when it goes to market so you can get the best price. The important thing is when you're talking to agents and they're valuing your house is to make sure they've got the numbers to back it up rather than just telling you what you want to hear in order to win the business. And that's especially important in a market that is declining because you could end up chasing the market down. Another one we hear quite a lot, I don't want to give it away. If you weren't giving your house away, I can assure you I would take it off your hands. Again, we want to get you the best price for your house, but it is important to make sure it's priced correctly for what the market will pay, rather than what the seller would like, and they are sometimes two different things. And finally, one point we hear often is that either a seller or prospective buyer's property isn't affected by current market conditions. And while it's true that in some cases different areas may rise or fall more than others, generally at the moment we have higher mortgage rates, interest rates, and also a higher cost of living, and it is affecting the whole of the UK. This is often tied to the understanding that, or the belief that, you could put your house on the market and be under offer within 2 days because this house or this town is in a bubble that's not affected by conditions. It is important to be realistic that it is something that's affecting everybody at the moment across the country. So again, if you're looking to sell, it's really important to make sure you're positioning yourself at exactly the right point in the market. In any market conditions, the important thing is to make sure that your house is really, really being marketed as absolute best it can. So this comes down to doing things like decluttering, fixing anything that's broken, refreshing paintwork, for example. And there are a lot of articles we've got on our website under the Insights page that give you hints and tips on how to improve the appeal of your property. And in some cases, it's the difference between getting an offer or not. So they are things that are worth considering and actioning if you can, but also making sure that when an agent comes in, they're really producing great media for it, really, really good photography. We use staging as well, also video, and making sure that it's marketed to its absolute best advantage so that you can achieve the best price for your property, and ideally, of course, in good time. If you're considering selling your house, please do give us a call. We'd be delighted to help you. The contact details are coming up in a second. Thank you.